Yo, what up? What up? See, man, Big Brandon Carter. I am here with a guy named Ryan Mason. All right, Ryan is a follower, subscriber, and he's a member of the forum, the High Life community. And he posted his pictures in his. We have a section where you can post your transformation, and he posted his pictures where he lost 100 pounds, or close to 100 pounds, and it was real inspiring. So I asked him if he wanted to hang out and talk about it. So what's up, Ryan?
What's up, Brandon Carter? Happy to be here, man. Stoked.
Happy to have you, man. Tell us, show that picture you just showed me a second ago.
All right, man. This was my wedding picture. This was about, this is 10 years ago now. Let's about get this thing on here. Boom.
Wow.
All right, so that was me at about 260, 265. I'm right around 164 now. I had lost about 60 pounds or so after my wedding. Thankfully, my wife married me anyway, you know. I'm lucky like that. But at the beginning of this year, man, I decided to make a big change because I've got a medical issue. I've got arthritis, and really bad arthritis. Like 11 years ago, 12 years ago, I was told that I need to have shoulder replacements in both shoulders.
Oh shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So they were like, really limited what I could do, and worked through different doctors and surgeons who told me essentially I was fucked basically. And this year I decided that the best thing to do would be to get as healthy as possible, as strong, as lean as possible, to give myself the best chance I could to delay the inevitable, right? So I applied the same techniques that I used when I was losing weight before, which basically was eat less. And I got stuck, man. I actually put on 3 or 4 pounds. I started exercising, and I actually put on 3 or 4 pounds. I was super depressed, Brandon. And that's when I found you, man. That's when I found you. I was sorting through information on the internet, kind of an information geek. Came across your channel, and at that time, man, you had a wall of books behind you, and we're talking about speed reading. And yeah. I'm like, who is this guy? Who appears to be educated and isn't spitting out some kind of crazy bro science while throwing down monster burritos and talking about losing weight, right?
Yeah, thank you. I'm in the room. I'm in the, yeah, but yeah.
I'm not hating on anyone though. You know what I'm saying?
It's all good.
And you mentioned intermittent fasting, which I had not heard of outside of some information from my brother, who talked about it for longevity reasons, but I hadn't heard about it for body composition, weight loss reasons, and nutrition, man. When to eat carbs, when not to eat carbs.
Right.
And even books. You turned me on to probably my favorite author today, Tim Ferriss. You turned me on to Tim Ferriss and a variety of other books that I was able to really apply, and I appreciate it, man. So I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome, man. Thank you. I love hearing stuff like that, man. It just makes me I guess I don't know, it just makes me feel like, because you get a lot of negative energy on the internet too, the trolls and whatever, and that's cool, it's whatever, but this is like what it's about, for me.
Man, let me tell you something, Brandon. I want to make a point. This is how much it's impacted me, okay? I have a mother who's 65 years old. My mother's been overweight her whole life. And my mom has recently lost 25 pounds by implementing intermittent fast. This is a 65-year-old postmenopausal woman.
Wow.
Okay? So what you're talking about actually does work. And, I wish more people could appreciate it, because people talk about being pear-shaped and apple-shaped, and I'm like, if you listen to Mr. BBC, man, you listen to Big Brandon Carter implement some of those strategies, you may not be any kind of fruit at all. You may look fantastic.
Yo, thank you, man. How long? So, I appreciate that, man. How long did it take you to lose that weight, man? You said you went from 260 to 160 or something like that. What was it?
Yeah, actually, when I got as low during my cut as 157, and it took me about a year to lose the first 60 pounds, Brandon.
Mhm.
And then I got down to about, I was pretty consistently around 185 to 200
Mhm.
until the beginning of this year, of 2015. And that's when I said, you know, I really want to get lean. I want to get jacked. I want to get ripped. I want to see if this 36-year-old man actually has abs under there.
Right.
And
Your
so,
pictures are just crazy, man. Your before and after pictures on the forum were just I'll post them somewhere, like maybe I'll post if you don't mind.
no, I don't, man. I don't post them.
Yeah, man, that's like really like amazing, man. Like people, it's the kind of transformation where you look at it like that can't be real. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's funny because I don't think I see myself the same way that those pictures do. And it wasn't actually until I saw those pictures I said, wow, I did make a,
Yeah, yeah.
a,
It's like
transformation.
it's like
But
growing, you know, like he doesn't know that he's getting taller because it's gradual, right? Like it doesn't happen overnight. But but you know, if like you don't see like a young person in your family, then you see him a year later, you're like, wow, you've grown a lot, but he might not have noticed, you know. It's kind of that kind of.
well, hey man, there's this dude on the internet talking about, you know, hey, don't do, you know, single joint exercises, do compound exercise movements, do the full body blitz, right? Your abs 6 days a week. I mean, it works, and it works shockingly well. So I was just surprised, and I mean, I read books. You know, I read the Abs Diet
Mhm.
and all the books that you've talked about. You know, the diet books, and it wasn't until I started implementing the full body programs and the nutritional side that it really started to come together.
Nice, nice. What do you think made was it intermittent fasting that made the difference? Did you feel like made the difference, or was it the carb timing?
I think it was three things, at least for me, man. One was intermittent fasting. That really helped break the plateau. And frankly, I mean, that was a game changer
Sure.
because I've never been a breakfast person, and I had to really struggle to fit breakfast in my day. It always made me more hungry, you know.
Right, right, right.
And when I implemented intermittent fasting, everything fell into place. It became really easy to stay in a caloric deficit, like you've talked about. And secondarily to that, the carb cycling.
Mm.
You know, eating less carbs on non-resistance days was a huge deal. That's really helped, you know, my mom as well, believe it or not, at
Wow,
65.
your mom lose weight a little bit. She's lifting weights now.
Yeah, man, she's doing full body workouts. It's incredible. You know, Tabata training. I mean, you got people all over the country doing your videos, man.
That's fucking awesome, man. Yo, it's like people think that like a lot of times I'll get the comments, oh man, you know, it doesn't matter when you eat your carbs, but like I mean, you know, all right, okay. All right, if you say so, it's working for this, working. Here's two people is working for it, you know.
Man, I'm the kind of guy too. You know, I eat an extra banana and it ends up on my abs. I
Yeah.
mean, I really have to be careful. But I have a question for you on that, man. So on a quote unquote, not a rest day, but a cardio day, right?
Yeah.
You know, I might break out the abdominal assault and the you know, another 15-minute Brandon Carter high intensity interval training, you know, cardio video, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So on a day like that, man, which is pretty high intense as far as intervals go, I'm still eating really low carb.
Okay.
Is that you still say eat low carb on days like that?
You know, it depends, man. Like if like so a lot of times, hit cardio is kind of like resistance training, especially depending on what you're doing. Like if you're doing a lot of jumping, plyometric type movements, jump squats, high knees, jump lunges. You feel that, you're gonna feel that in your legs. You know, there's videos of me like my legs is buckling because so like I would consider I would eat carbs after like that if it's real intense. I would
Okay.
after that, yeah, definitely because man, you like it's real labor intensive on your legs, man, your leg muscles. I mean, I feel them in there. Like when I do some of those Tabatas, man, are like so really difficult. Like the people who say they're not just haven't done them. You know, some of them are really hard. Like some of the cardio ones.
Some of them are very hard, man. I mean, tore up after 15 minutes. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So it's like after that, I mean, that sounds pretty intensive. Like, honestly, man, I haven't been doing a lot of like carb cycling myself because I've only, man, there's only probably one day a week I don't do some sort of resistance training, like, you know, because I consider like abs resist. So I'll do full body, then abs, then full body, then abs. Oh, George just moved the computer. And so like I probably only have one rest day a week. But that's
Okay.
me though, like, cause but like I need that kind of volume after doing it for so long. You know?
So you consider your abs, though. That's one thing I wouldn't know. You consider doing your abs resistance training for sure.
Well, it depends on how hard I do, but it also depends on how hard I go on them. Like if
Okay.
it's like it depends, but for the most part, yeah, because I usually work them pretty hard.
Definitely, if you're doing like weight training abs, that
Yeah,
would be okay.
yeah. You know what? I usually do abs and calves together, right? Because that calves is something I've been working on, like, you know, trying to. So after that, that's like an hour. So yeah, I would do it for sure.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you another question, man. Let me ask you another question. I'm curious now that I have you on, man. So I got down as low as 157, right? And like a lot of people who cut down now, you know, 157 is light. You already want to add some weight back on. So I started slowly adding calories back in, like 50, 100 a week until my weight sort of plateaued, which it did really, really quickly. And then I added creatine in, man. And I gained 3 pounds in 3 days on creatine, right?
Yeah. When you first take it, a lot of times you first take it, it's like it's really a drastic. You notice it.
Okay, so that's normal then.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of pounds it is. You know, it might be water when you first take it. You know, so like it might be water. I doubt you gained 3 pounds of muscle in
No,
3
I
days.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't think it was fat. You know, but there's only you only you can tell. You know, like if that. You know,
It didn't feel that way, but what I'm
it's probably water.
curious about now and I'm scared of, and I'm sure a lot of people who cut are scared of adding calories back in
Yeah.
too quickly, right? I don't want to lose my abs I got, man, right?
Yeah. You want to be slow with it, man. Like just drastically, and you have to calibrate it till you find out what you can do. And then like as soon as you feel like the abs are going away, then go back on a cut. Like, see, I never really bulked more than 2 or 3 weeks, and then I go back on a cut. And I'm kind of always in between. So I never bulk more than like 2 or 3 weeks. I know Greg Plitt used to do something like that too. That's how he stayed lean all year, or it appeared to stay lean. Like this, you know, like people say I stay lean all year, but sometimes I don't think I'm lean. I just never bulk to the point where my abs go away. So when they say, all right, time to cut back. And Bill Phillips, was my role model growing up. He had something called a protocol where they did 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks bulk, 2 weeks cut. Mine's a little different because I just do it. It's not, all right, I'm gonna cut for 2 weeks and bulk for 2 weeks. It's like I just do it I calibrate it to how my body's responding to the bulk, so it can be as long as I need it to be, or as short as I need it to be. And that's how you do it. Once you feel like it's getting out of hand, just scale back, just go back on a cut. And a lot of people will say that that's gonna ruin your metabolism or something like that. A lot of people tell you about, but there is literally no evidence to submit to back that claim up. Like it's a misnomer. And in fact, I've read studies to the contrary. Maybe I'll post one in the description if I remember to do that. But like I've read, it's like it doesn't have any effect on your negative effect on your metabolism to do that. If it did, it would be happening to me because I've been doing that for years.
Right. Yeah. So when you bulk though, man, this is what I'm curious about. I mean, I've seen your videos where you're doing mass gainer shakes, right?
Yeah.
1,000. I mean, are you really bumping up that much during your micro bulks?
Well, I am, right, because I already got like a lot of muscle, right? So, and I'm like I got a lot of I need I need a lot of calories, right? Because I'm like 195 right now.
Okay.
And so like I just need for me to bulk, my calorie intake is just gonna be higher than yours at 150, right? So I just need a lot, man. It's hard to eat a lot for me. Like that's why I'm gonna release this protocol once I feel like I have it perfect, but it's like I've been drinking more calories instead of
Okay.
like, because I get especially coming from, you know how intermittent fasting, do you feel like you have more energy now that you're used to it in the morning?
Yeah, man, there's no doubt. I mean, I feel so much more productive during the day. It's pretty wild, actually. That's the part of it that intermittent fasting kind of brought the whole nutritional like fitness plan together for me, so
Yeah.
that it made it routine and easy, and I don't have to think about it. Plus, I like to plow at night, and I get to do that. So,
Yeah.
win-win.
Yeah, it's good because like in the past, like I used to do like, all right, no carbs before bed or something like that. But now I don't have to adhere to anything like that now. And it's good because I feel like I sleep better, man. I sleep better when I'm full. But in the
Oh,
morning, right?
oh, Brandon, man, I actually had problems with that. That was one of the biggest issues that I was facing when I was eating, 5, 6, 7 meals a day. I was not sleeping at night at all. Intermittent fasting changed that, and I admit now, even on my lower carb days, I might be slowing down progress a little bit here in this way, but I'll take a serving of beans, for example, and I'll eat a serving of beans before bed with my last meal, even on a rest day. It's like my only carb for the day, basically,
Yeah.
just to help me sleep.
Oh, no, I'm sure you're fine, man. Don't worry about it. If it's like sleep, you want to sleep, man. You want to sleep, man. Like sleep. Like matter of fact, Tim Ferriss's diet, his slow carb diet was all like I say when I'm trying to get ripped, it's just meat and green vegetables. But his was green vegetables, meat, and beans. Like that was every meal. So I'm sure you're fine. And now that was to get more. He added the beans to get more calories because just regular meat and vegetable diet wouldn't be. It's not very calorically dense. That's why it works so well because it has this calorically light. But you're probably fine, man. But what I'll say with the bulking though, like the reason I've been doing the shakes is because when I bulk is because it's the only way I can get the calories without being tired. Like the food
Oh,
food slows me down.
that's an interesting point too. If I break my fast with a larger meal, that's interesting. I definitely will feel the crash. That's an
You feel
interesting
it,
point. So
right?
you don't feel the crash like that when you're drinking a shake.
Exactly. Like, oh yeah, man. Like I ease into my especially now, man. I ease into my breaking my fast. Like I used to do it when I like just like you said, man. That's interesting to hear you say that because I feel a crash like soon if I break it with a large meal. So I'll probably like I ease into it if I train fasted then eat. I'll just have a shake and I'll just have some sort of shake, right, with carbs and protein in it, and
Yeah.
then start eating again after that. This is just a theory. I don't have any evidence to back this up. You can call it bro science or whatever, but I know that your body uses energy to break down food, right?
Right.
So I think that if you've been fasted all day, your body's using a lot of energy, then you eat a lot. Your body's using all the red is emptying its tank to digest the food, right? Because it hasn't received any glycogen all day.
Right.
Like it's just a theory. I don't have anything to back that up. But when I break the fast with something light and then ease in and like slowly ramp it up, I feel better. I
Okay.
know my friend Greg O'Gallagher. He breaks his fast with an apple and
Right.
first, to get some energy. Then he goes. So it's similar.
Okay. So you're eating a little bit lighter so that you don't crash and keep your energy up longer in the day then.
Yeah. He does it with an apple. I haven't tried that because I usually like need at least a shake at that point.
So have you found any other protocols that are even remotely as good as intermittent fasting has been, or I mean, for you anyway?
Yeah, because it's gonna be like some people this is just not gonna work for, right? And you know what? I don't even know if I'd recommend it for someone who's obese because you said you started doing that once you were like once you had already lost some, but you had to break.
Yeah, I can exactly.
So I don't know if I would recommend it for someone obese. Uh, but and if you just love breakfast, right? Like if you just can't get past this, then just do it. Like I don't know that it's way better than just just keeping your calories low, right? I don't know that it's way better, but I feel way better. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Like I just feel way better because when I eat throughout the day or do the flexible diet kind of thing. Oh, just eat whatever if it fits your macros. Just eat whatever you want. Like if I'm eating, it seems like food slows me down. It seems
Okay.
like eating on an empty stomach. Now that I'm used to it, like I love it. I don't want to go back. Like it's probably better to bulk not on intermittent fasting. Honestly, it's probably more. You'll probably gain more muscle faster, but I feel better when I bulk on intermittent fasting.
Do you feel like you put on, if calories were the same, intermittent fasting, not intermittent fasting, do you think you put on less fat by doing intermittent fasting versus a regular diet?
When I bulk, you mean?
Yeah.
Man, you know what? I think I did, right? But I think I don't know if I think I put on less fat,
Okay.
but I know that I put on muscle slower than a traditional bulk. I know that, So there's a trade-off. Is what's
Okay.
important to you. Like if it's staying lean is important to you, then maybe you don't mind you're putting on the muscle slower. If you
Yeah.
want much slower muscle as fast, like bodybuilders, they want to gain as much muscle as they can, so they get like they bulk for half the year,
Yeah.
like and then they try to cut for the show, and that works better for them because they got stuff to help them with that process.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that same stuff that can help you with that process, then that's not gonna. I've seen people ruin their physiques.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. And I'm getting older, man. I'm 36. I mean, I'm having less of that stuff naturally, right? Just
yeah.
by getting.
It's better to just stay lean anyway, man. Like if you have to pick big muscles or just like lean and rip, like I pick lean any day. Like no question. I wouldn't even think about it. Like so like just put the muscle on slowly and put it on quality. And that's why people say, how do you stay ripped all year? Because this is what I do,
Yeah, stay. So, all right, man. So my two issues specifically with, weightlifting is on my shoulders, right? Really crappy shoulders. And for example, man, all my gains have come without being able to do a standard bench press.
Okay.
Which I would wish I could do more frequently, but I have to adjust and use, dumbbells, wide hammer strength machines, dips. I can do to a degree,
Okay.
but so I try to work around, the compound exercises, hit my chest and shoulders as much as I can. Do you have any recommendations on exercises that might put less stress on the shoulder joints, but still be able to get chest and shoulders in? I mean, it's a tough one.
You said you can use dumbbells?
I can do dumbbells, yeah.
Yeah, then do dumbbells.
Just
That's
stick with
good. Like,
dumbbells.
yeah, for real. Like, I mean, I would say that's probably second best.
Okay.
And it's like, I mean, at home, like my room is messy. My office, I mean, is like my room. My office is messy. That's why I'm not in there right now doing this because I'm a slob. That's one of my flaws. So, but I would show you all. Like, like when I'm working on at home, it's just dumbbells and like suspension training, like with the that's a little advanced though, like with the TRX or gymnastic rings. I hook them to my pull-up bar, and I'll do dips on that, or I'll do like push-ups in that, like that, with the dips or the
Some
TRX.
dude on the internet told me to go get a suspension trainer, and I put one downstairs. Just
But you got one.
I got one, man. On your advice.
Oh, nice. Can you do push-ups with that?
I use push-ups with that. I'll get a full body, cardio, like a HIIT workout on that on occasion, just body weight. And one of the biggest things that I've seen improvement on is being able to do your super drop sets with biceps and triceps.
Yeah, that's right.
Good stuff, man.
Thank you, man. The people who don't try, they see it and they always say, "Oh, suspension training is for grandmas" or something like that. And I think the dude from Bro Science like said that in a video. I mean, but you gotta remember that his channel is a comedy channel. Like like it's a comedy channel. These are jokes.
Man,
jokes to make you laugh. Like I think it's because you have to stay stable. Your arms start moving, and it's like it uses these little stabilizer muscles that you won't normally use, and that's why I think gymnasts are so ripped. You ever see like the guys in the Olympics are so ripped?
Oh man.
Yeah, because they have to use those stabilizer muscles that so often on the rings and on the floor. or even like a lot of guys who just do body weight training. Like a lot of those guys are like extra ripped. Like they look more ripped. It's not that they have low body fat, but I think they built up all these little muscles that you don't traditionally get to work. I think even me, like little striations like that I have, like I believe it's from suspension training. You know.
Right. Well, I definitely feel like you get the shakes, more of the shakes.
Yeah.
And maybe that makes sense, man. But boy, I've definitely noticed, improvement. I don't feel like I'm missing anything when I do a full body workout on suspension trainer, man. It knocks me out.
Nice. See, I mean, like, if eventually hurts, then don't do it.
Well, say that again, Brandon.
I'm sorry, something's happening. We're getting some feedback. If bench press hurts, then don't do it.
Okay. So stay away. Basically, just stay away from the stuff that doesn't hurt. Operate around, which is what I've been doing, and hit the dumbbells, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. That's something that I'll try to do. Is I can experiment with angles on dumbbells, and but man, I've seen so much progress just by doing compound exercises 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, it's not a joke. I did, P90X January every day, and I literally gained like 3 or 4 pounds of fat.
Oh shit.
And switched over to full body resistance workouts, full body blitz style, and that's when it all started coming together. Seriously, it did something to, I don't know, my hormones, to the body. It did something that flipped the switch, and I just started seeing gains.
Yeah, man. Like all the old school bodybuilders, like before steroids were invented, they all did full body workouts. Like it's listen, man. Like I would just advise anyone to just give it a shot for a little while. 2 exercises per body part, and yeah, man. Compound movements only. You don't need to do isolation movements unless you're going to be on stage or something. Unless you're going to compete.
Right.
I mean, that's just my philosophy, right? Like maybe I'm wrong, but like it's working for some people, and I'm glad it's great to hear your story, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's work for a 36-year-old guy, and a 65-year-old mom. I mean, that tells you it works, man. And like I said, you helped me sort through a lot of information quickly, and I don't think all the people out there watching, man, keep listening to and watching Brandon Carter's videos, because you can drop the fat, you get ripped, man, and it works. It works.
Thank you so much, man. How you enjoy being in the forum, the high life community? Because
so far so good, man. So far so good. I've been able to get some good feedback from people on what to do next. And I'm curious, man. What do you think? You stick with, at 164? Do I keep bulking another 4 or 5 pounds here? Do I keep looking at the abs? Where do I go from here, Brandon?
I always go by my abs. If my abs start looking like thinning out, or like or you can measure your waist, like if your waist. That's what I used to do with my clients. So I would measure them every week, and then I would make the adjustments if their waist was getting too big, like with the measuring tape. Then I was like, all right, we're gonna cut this week, And if it was still in a good place, then I was like, all right, we're gonna keep bulking, And that's it. It's slower though. It's slower. You're gonna put on muscle slower doing it. If you want to put on muscle faster, then just do one of those traditional long ass bulks. But if
I'm not about that, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's just me though. Like I'm about staying lean. I'm about staying lean. It's healthier. It's just better. It's better for you. You feel better. And when you put on muscle and you're lean, it looks better, right? Like a guy who's sometimes I lose. I want to cut. I don't gain any muscle. I might even lose some. But people think I'm bigger, right? Because it's just it gets in there, You're just like, man, did you gain? Did you look bigger? I'm like, nah, I'm actually smaller.
Wow.
So,
yeah. Perspective, right?
Yeah, it's perspective. It's like the proportions. Like my waist comes in, and the cuts are deeper, and it just makes you look bigger.
Yeah, I feel you, man. People have said that to me. They're like, Ryan, you look bigger. I'm like, I'm 157 pounds. You're tripping.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. I mean, but that's it's just me, right? And you too, right? We seem to care about being lean, like and muscular, right? But lean first. I wouldn't want to be muscular and not lean. I wouldn't.
Not after all the work that put in to get here, man. But
Yeah.
so can I switch the subject? You have a video, man, that you did where you went into a cold chamber.
Oh yeah, yeah. Me and Owen. Yeah.
Yes. So that's something that I've learned is a really effective inflammation reduction tool. So arthritic people like myself
Yeah,
could
yeah, yeah. I actually
talk to
heard
me.
on Tim Ferriss's podcast, Tony Robbins and I are talking
Yeah,
about how
yeah,
his aunt or his grandma or some old lady in his family was having like chronic pain and nothing would help, and she was suffering until he started taking her to cryo every week. And any kind of cold is just good for inflammation. Like if you hurt your wrist, they put ice on it. So but
yeah.
this is like so cold. It's kind of expensive, but give it a shot and see if it makes you feel better. I can't guarantee that it make you feel better. And I don't own any stock in any cryo companies. If anybody's asking, like just I
Did you
don't
get a
do it
benefit
because
from it? I mean, do you feel like you got some kind of recovery or inflammation benefit?
I know I was tired after that. Like I slept really good, like in a good way. Like I slept really good that night, and I did feel like there was something I had like one of those cricks in my neck, and yeah, I felt a little better after that. I don't know if it was like placebo. It could have been placebo, right? Honestly, but I mean, just the facts, like you treat inflammation with cold with cold. That's why athletes take a ice bath after games or practices. Like
Yeah.
it's like an ice bath, but it's colder and it's actually um quicker, right? It's quicker. It sucks a lot, but it's quicker than an ice bath. So there's a trade-off. It's expensive though, and there's not one close enough to me or one cheap enough for me to justify it. But if I had some like chronic pain, I would definitely be looking into it.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm not far. I'm an hour from or 45 minutes from San Francisco. I got to figure they have something like that I can give a spin to one of these days.
Oh yeah, man. All them hippies, man. They got something going on. They got there's definitely something there. Yeah, for sure.
I'll go find it, man, and report back on the forum if it
Yeah.
provides any progress for the arthritis relief.
Nice, man. I love the forum, man. Like everybody's in there so positive, and like everybody's been like really helping each other out and posting like that's how I met you, and
Yes.
it's a real like I don't know, man. It's been a real rewarding for me,
Well, I'll tell you why I joined the forum, man. I wanted to find the like-minded people that were putting in the effort and wanted to see the results. And the forum really narrowed that down to the group of people who I think are super interested in seeing progress and are excited to help one another out. So it's been good.
Awesome, man. Yeah, that's great, man. I'm glad to hear that, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. So like, yo, man, unless there's anything else, you have a Twitter or a Instagram or any social media or anything, or you just if you don't, that's cool.
I really don't. I mean, my name's Ryan Mason. I think I have a Twitter handle, but maybe I can email you one of these days and you can do a shout out for me or something like that.
For sure.
And if you're ever, hey Brandon, if you're ever in Northern California again, man, let me know. I'll come take you out to dinner in the city or San Jose or something like that.
Okay, yeah, for sure. I need to go out there at some point. My sister lives in Sacramento.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I like the Bay Area, so definitely some point.
Hey man, next time you're out here, let me know. I'll meet you. I'll take you to dinner someplace nice to say thank you for helping me get ripped, man.
I will hold you to that.
Hold me to it. Thank you, Brandon Carter. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.